After this, Metropolitan Intercollegiate Basketball Association, Pete Carlissimo, the executive director from Fordham University, Dan Pulte from New York University, Jack Kaiser from St. John's, Pete J. Carlissimo from Wagner College, and Jack Powers of Manhattan College. Underway second half. Minnesota will run through the starting lineup. They've got Mitchell and Hall. Mitchell number 30, Hall number 24 in the backcourt. McHale is at center. Trent Tucker with 3 personal fouls starts the second half, and Gary Holmes is in there for the University of Minnesota.
McHale got the tip both halves over Ralph Sampson, and that has to come as a surprise. I don't know if that's ever happened before.
Here's McHale in deep with a jumper, and the rebound pulled down by Sampson. For Virginia, they've got Jeff Jones in the backcourt, along with Jeff Lamp, number 3. Ralph Sampson in the middle. He has the ball. Try to shovel it off, and Sampson saw he had nobody to shovel it to, so he turns it over. Up front, Virginia goes with the same lineup that started the ball game. Terry Gates, 44, 11, Garland Jefferson, and a good look at the freshman, Ralph Sampson, number 50, for the University of Virginia.
One of the keys in this game is Kevin McHale only had 6 shots in the first half, hitting 2, so he's now 2 for 7. The Gophers got to have him.
And here is Mitchell. 9 points for Mitchell, and Minnesota is out in front by a score of 31-29. They've led by as many as 9 in this ball game. Jeff Jones, who sets the offense for the Cavaliers here. Sampson firing. The rebound by Gates. He has it again. Look at that hustle from 6'8" Terry Gates, a junior from Louisville, Kentucky.
He's never pretty, but he really does bust him in there. He wedged back, nearly caused a charging foul, but he made room for himself, and that's not easy with the bulk of that front line for Minnesota.
Gates has 5 points, another steal by Virginia, 10th turnover of the ball game for the University of Minnesota. We're tied at 31 as Lamp fires. Sampson tip.
Lamp's first field goal came right at the end of the first half. He has really not been in the offense from a scoring standpoint, but he's been passing the ball extremely well. That last shot rimmed in and out.
Here's a steal by Jeff Lamp. Lamp goes for the rebound, stumbles, and Mitchell goes after him. I believe we're going to get a foul. Jeff Lamp came down. He hit the floor pretty hard. But good aggressive play by this Virginia ball club.
All right, here's the 6'6" junior now. Out front with good hands on the steal. Goes between his legs. Little showtime. Has the short jumper. That's normally death for him. And it goes off the iron. And good hustle going after. Last night he was 14 for 22. Tonight he can't seem to buy one. I'm sorry, Monday night.
No foul on that play. Out of bounds off Mitchell. And Virginia has the ball. This is Lamp. McHale has 5 inches on him, battles it away, and Jeff Lamp picks up what I have to call a frustration foul.
Yeah, well, he just forgets it. Kevin McHale has very good hands, and they're on the end of some very long arms. It was a good steal, and he got frustrated, tried to get it back right in front of Mickey Crowley. Brewer back in the game. The big guy, now they're going with their big front line. Coleman, Brewer, McHale, 7'2", 6'11", 6'10".
That is big in any league. Here's Mitchell, 33-31, Virginia by 2. McHale looking to tie it. And Kevin McHale does just that. He now has 6 points in the ball game. We're tied at 33. We were tied at the end of the first half at 29.
Both teams shooting under 40% in the first half. I'm sure we can look for that to pick up.
Virginia shot 60% in the second half of its semifinal victory over the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. They shot 66% in their quarterfinal victory over Michigan, 76 in the first half of play. And off that 2-3 zone, Virginia very patiently working the basketball.
Minnesota's in a 2-3, and it's much better suited for their personnel.
Here's Sampson on the rebound. We're going to get a foul. I believe it's going to be on Gary Holmes. And on Gary Holmes, that is personal foul number 2. And on Minnesota, their first team foul. So Virginia will inbound.
Again, they're zoning the out of bounds, but they'll play Jeff Lamp man for man.
And Lamp will try and cut to the baseline off a pick. Here's Jefferson. was touched by Garland Jefferson, his second basket, and Virginia back out in front 35-33.
A fellow named Al McGuire, who won both the NCAA and the NIT as a coach, calls those criers.
This is Mitchell, and Hall fires. Rebound Sampson. The outlet to Lamp. It's a 2-on-3, and Jeff Lamp turned it over as he was looking for Garland Jefferson on the left wing. And right here with 16:10 remaining in the second half of play, the score, a timeout on the floor.
He's being replaced by Bill Foster after 6 outstanding years at Duke. And of course it was announced today that Mike Krzyzewski, the former coach at West Point, will go to Duke. And the folks down in the Atlantic Coast Conference can look for very conservative basketball from a very fine young coach.
Here's Darrell Mitchell firing. The rebound pulled down by Sampson, who had but 4 rebounds in the first half. He's now pulled down 5 boards here in the second. Here is Jefferson. And Garland Jefferson has Virginia out in front by 4, their largest margin of the ballgame. 15.5 remaining. Virginia by 4, 37-33. This is Holmes, number 42. McHale. Brewer coming way out. You don't want him there. Hall. And Minnesota very slowly working the ball off that 2-3 Virginia zone.
Minnesota's been most effective with McHale on the outside, who has the jump shot, either taking it or feeding inside to Brewer.
And McHale having trouble with the basketball. And again, Terry Gates, as you said, he doesn't look pretty. Nice looking fellow, but he doesn't look pretty on the floor, but he does get the job done. A real gutsy, scrappy young ball player.
Well, it's a very simple game plan. The Cavaliers are really diving after that ball. When the entry pass is made anywhere in the post against Jim Dutcher's Gophers, they're just collapsing down inside, forcing that big man to either go straight up or kick it out. There's no way you're going to be able to put it on the floor.
And a look at Terry Holland also as he looks on. His Virginia Cavaliers are out in front by 4, 37-33 with 14:58 remaining in the ballgame. The finals of the NIT. Here's Mitchell. Jeff Jones with him. McHale shooting over Gates. We get a foul. Terry Gates picks up the personal. And on Gates, that's his second personal foul.
That's very obvious now. Minnesota's going to the franchise. That's Kevin McHale, who won 2 gold medals this summer, the Pan American Games and the World University Games. Hasn't been in the offense much. That time he got a little nudge by Terry Gates, but this is the guy that's going to bail him out if they're going to bail out.
Kevin McHale, co-MVP in the Big Ten. An 81% free throw shooter. This is a big one here as Lee Raker, number 25, comes back into the University of Virginia lineup, replacing Garland Jefferson. Jefferson leaves with 6 points, 2 big baskets right here at the outset of the second half. And Virginia with its largest lead by 4. McHale looking to cut it now to 3. And the rebound, Gates. So McHale 0 for 2 from the line, and still a 4-point Virginia lead. Remember, Virginia blew out the University of Nevada at Las Vegas in the second half after that ball game was tied at halftime. And right now they've got a 4-point lead, and they're controlling play here at the outset. Lamp was looking the other way, and Brewer has the steal. Mitchell leads the break, stops and pops. 11 points for Darrell Mitchell. He leads the Minnesota scores.
Brewer's a fine shooter, but that pass came right through and hit him in the chest. He couldn't get his hands closed in time. Nobody was more surprised than he was.
Here's Jones. Raker, who couldn't hit him. Oh, Lee Raker has really been the key off the bench for Virginia. He now has 9 points, which is tops for the Cavaliers. 13:50 remaining. The Cavs by 4, 39-35. Here's McHale. Holmes goes for the rebound. Sampson has it. I know McHale can shoot from the outside, Bucky, but that's a little deep in it.
Well, they're forcing that perimeter shot for the most part, and it's bounding further out. But Sampson can go get him anywhere.
Lamp finds Sampson. Now we're going to have a foul underneath. The foul is going to be on the University of Virginia.
Here's the play where Lamp was cutting through the middle. Jones gave him the ball. He wasn't looking. Off of Brewer's chest. Mitchell down. Ooh, very high dribble. Almost got away. Wisely, he gets under control. Pulls up with the easy 15-footer.
Terry Gates
Came all the way from Vegas and lost 2. But this team is very similar to that 73 team he had. It was very young and came on 4 years later to go to the Final Four. I look for big things from the Runnin' Rebels in the next couple of years.
And there's a steal by Ralph Sampson from Brewer. Virginia by 4, looking to make it 6. Raker fires. Sampson for the rebound. Mitchell has it, loses it, and it's picked up by Brewer.
Just a little less than 13 minutes, an eternity here. Foul situation, not critical anywhere, really. Virginia playing lots of man for man, and that's confidence. But they've really got to. Sampson has to match up with Brewer. He went crazy when Sampson wasn't in there, or he was somewhere else in the zone.
Well, Brewer had 24 in the semifinal victory over the University of Illinois. Thus far this evening, Brewer with 7 points. Mitchell on the drive. We got a foul. Jeff Jones picks it up for the University of Virginia. And on Jones, that is personal foul number 3. And on Virginia, their 4th team foul.
That's a crucial foul because Jeff Jones is tremendously important in controlling the tempo, particularly in the latter stages of the game. If Minnesota mounts any kind of pressure, it'll be Jones' job to keep that thing open and get the ball to the people who should have it at the right time, and he does that so well. Klein did an adequate job, a more than adequate job in the semifinals, but if they're going to win this thing, they're going to need a big 10 minutes from Jeff Jones down the stretch.
Mitchell now 2 for 4 from the free throw line. He has 12 points. His team, Minnesota, down by 3, as you see it, 39-36. And Jeff Jones again controlling the offense for the Cavaliers. This is Gates, number 44. 12:20 remaining. Raker finds Gates. And the rebound is taken down by big Kevin McHale, number 44, who hands it off to Trent Tucker. Minnesota can move within 1. 12:03 remaining. McHale. This is Tucker. In and out on the rebound, pulled down by Jeff Lamb. Tough break in the shot by Tucker. Here comes Jones. Look the way he angles in. No speed. Gives to Gates. And the rebound pulled down by Brewer. Virginia bench calling for a goaltending call.
Well, Jeff Jones just got in there too deep. With those 3 big guys under there, there really isn't any place to go.
Again, Minnesota with an opportunity to move within 1. Mitchell got a pick from Brewer. The rebound pulled down by Raker. And it comes over to Jeff Lamb, right in front of us, here at courtside at the Garden. Minnesota's had its opportunities. Unable to put the ball in the hoop the last 2 times. Still down by 3. Here's Sampson. Can't give him too many chances.
That's what you call a picture shot. There were 3 Minnesota players around him. 2 of them are 6'10" or better. And he just went right up over the top. Virginia gets enamored with their running game, and they forget about this guy. Right over Kevin McHale, an outstanding center, and he leaves Randy Brewer at 7'2", looking in admiration. What a touch.
And that is pretty. Big Ralph Sampson, the 7'4" freshman. Here's a steal by Lamb. Virginia leads it by 5, 41-36, with 10 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the ballgame. This is Gates. Raker, he's had a hot hand. The rebound pulled down by Tucker. Golden Gophers break, and a foul is on Raker. And on Lee Raker, that is personal foul number 3. So Raker picks up his 3rd and the 15th foul of the Cavaliers as Terry Holland looks on.
Well, a good lesson to be learned there. Even as good a defensive player as Lee Raker is, as quick as his hands are, that's no place to make a stand against a fast break in the middle of the floor, especially when you're trying to pick up a guy as quick as Trent Tucker. He just flew right by him.
Ball belongs to Minnesota. As Hall fires, Sampson has a rebound, but we got a foul. And it's going to be on Darrell Mitchell of the University of Minnesota. And on Mitchell, that is personal foul number 2, the 2nd team foul of the Golden Gophers.
Mitchell's still looking for the license number there, and the foul was called on him. And it looked to me like somebody leaned on Ralph a little bit. He came with a lot more velocity than usual. And when a 7-footer lands on you, even if he only weighs 210 pounds, it still smarts.
We just got the attendance figure, 13,598 here at the Garden of Sampson. Rebound, McHale, foul, Ralph Sampson. Ralph Sampson has his third personal foul, and he is not happy about it.
Again, McHale gets caught on the high side, giving Sampson the baseline. It's an easy layup. It rolls around and out. Sampson recovers now, tries to come back and make the steal. Again, a foul of inexperience, a little bit of frustration. In fact, Ralph Sampson shown more emotion on that foul than I've seen him in his entire freshman year.
There's Jeff Klein back into the lineup for the University of Virginia. Terry Holland walking back to the bench as Jeff Jones gets a rest. Mitchell for Minnesota, 41-36. Virginia leads it by 5. Mark Hall. This is Trent Tucker. And Tucker makes it a 3-point ball game. His first field goal of the night. Trent Tucker has been averaging nearly 11 points a game. 10.5 here in the NIT. It's 41-38 in favor of Virginia.
Both teams going man for man. I think there's going to be some isolation. Virginia's got to take that ball to the left side and start looking for number 50.
That's where Sampson likes it, on the left. Mike Owens back in the lineup, number 45 for the University of Virginia.
Minnesota's doing a good job of influencing the ball away from Sampson. Virginia's got to take it back.
Here's Raker, and he'll count. He was fouled in the play. Randy Brewer picks up the foul. Incredible ball control by Lee Raker as he was clobbered.
Lee Raker, the dead-end kid. The defense goes by. He penetrates. Brewer moves in front. The contact is made. From this angle, it was very difficult to see, but I thought Raker left the floor before Brewer got both feet planted. Even though there was contact in his chest, I don't think he was there before Raker left the floor, and that's key.
Here's Gates back in the lineup. Terry Gates replacing Lee Raker, who's had a rough season. He's had a sprained ankle. He's had a flu. He's had assorted injuries that have kept him on the sideline. He's been a starter for Terry Holland all year long, except here in the NIT. Here's Brewer. Stops. It'll count. He was fouled. 7-2 freshman Randy Brewer.
Randy Brewer starting to gain some momentum. Again, the key is the pass from McHale. That time the baseline attempt at the steal was missed, and Klein coming back in, trying to help on the big guy, was a step and a second late.
Klein picks up the foul. Gary Holmes back into the lineup for the University of Minnesota, replacing Mark Hall. And Brewer on the line, an opportunity to complete a 3-point play. The Minnesota cheerleaders are up. They're excited. Their team can move within 3 right now. And they do just that. 10 points for Brewer, 44-41. Virginia by 3. This is Gates. Mike Owens, who came off the bench, did a couple of hoops in the first half. Sampson shooting over McHale. The rebound, Brewer. Minnesota can come within 1.
The problem is, even though Sampson can hit that shot, when he goes to the head of the key, Minnesota still has 7-2 and 6-10 underneath.
There's Brewer missing. Rebound, Holmes in the lane. We got a foul. And for the first time in the second half, Minnesota is beginning to pull the rebounds. Harry Robinson, our statistician, had it figured early in the second half. 9 rebounds for Virginia, 0 for Minnesota. From Madison Square Garden, where it all began, couldn't tell you. I think she's praying.
Yeah, well, Terry Holland better be doing a little. He's in serious foul trouble with 8:27 to go. Sampson has 3. Jeff Jones has 3. Terry Gates has 3. And key player tonight for him, Lee Raker, has 3.
Here is Holmes on the line to shoot 2. And Holmes makes it a 2-point ball game, his 6th point of the night, 44-42.